mysterious revealer, direct address. There's something deeply wrong with the way most people chase their dreams, and it's not what you think. Imagine spending years pushing, grinding, visualizing, doing everything the self-help gurus told you would work. Countless hours of meditation, affirmations, vision boards, and yet, something remains frustratingly out of reach. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because you're operating from a fundamental misunderstanding about how reality actually collapses. What if I told you that the moment I stopped trying, the quantum field sent me exactly what I'd been chasing for years? Not as a coincidence, but as a precise scientific response to a vibrational shift so subtle most people never detect it. The dangerous assumption embedded in most manifestation teachings is this: that your desires are something to pursue, to chase, to work hard for. But in quantum reality, nothing could be further from the truth. Most people are unknowingly programming themselves into a perpetual state of wanting, not having, chasing, not receiving. And the field, this intelligent, responsive quantum field, can only mirror that fundamental frequency of lack. I'm going to reveal exactly what happened when I stopped trying for 7 days. And trust me, what the quantum field sent me was nothing short of a complete reality reconstruction. Let's be brutally honest. The traditional manifestation model is fundamentally broken. It's built on a lie so seductive that even the most spiritually sophisticated people get trapped. Every time you try to manifest something, you're actually sending a signal to the quantum field that says, "I do not currently have this. This is separate from me." And in that very moment, you've created the exact energetic barrier preventing its arrival. Think about it mathematically. Desire plus separation, perpetual wanting desire, plus embodiment, immediate collapse. In quantum physics, the observer effect proves something revolutionary. The mere act of observation changes the observed reality. But most people observe from a place of lack, not presence. They're watching their desires like a starving person stares at a locked refrigerator, creating more hunger, not nourishment. Even well-meaning spiritual teachings reinforce this trap. Trust the process, they say. Divine timing will reveal all. But what if I told you that divine timing is just a comfortable story we tell ourselves to justify our vibrational misalignment? The quantum field doesn't respond to your words. It doesn't respond to your vision boards. It responds to your frequency. And frequency is generated not by thinking, but by being. So what actually happens when you stop trying? When you remove the desperate energy of pursuit? When you shift from doing manifestation to being the manifestation? This is where most people get confused. This is where the real quantum magic begins. Let's dive deeper into the fabric of reality itself. The double-slit experiment isn't just a scientific curiosity. It's a portal to understanding how consciousness literally constructs reality. Picture a sterile laboratory, pristine white walls, delicate electron beam equipment humming with potential. Physicists, Young and Feynman, discovered something that would shatter everything we thought we knew about existence. When electrons were fired through 2 microscopic slits, something impossible happened. Without an observer, the electrons behaved like waves, spreading out, creating interference patterns as if they existed everywhere simultaneously. But the moment a conscious observer watched, the electrons collapsed into precise, predictable particles, as if consciousness itself was the mechanism that transformed infinite potential into specific form. This isn't metaphor. This is fundamental physics revealing that your attention doesn't just witness reality, it creates it. Imagine your desired timeline existing right now in a state of pure quantum potential. Multiple realities vibrating simultaneously, waiting for the precise frequency of your focused awareness to collapse them into manifestation. You're not moving toward your dreams. Your dreams are quantum possibilities surrounding you, waiting for you to generate the exact vibrational signature that will pull them into physical form. Most people live trapped in what physicists call wave function, endless potential never collapsing. They generate frequencies of uncertainty, of waiting, of hoping. And the quantum field responds with mathematical precision. More uncertainty, more waiting, more potential unrealized. But what happens when you generate a frequency so coherent, so undeniable, that the field has no choice but to respond? When your internal state becomes so aligned that multiple potential timelines compress into a single inevitable reality. This is where manifestation transforms from spiritual concept to pure physics, where your nervous system becomes the most sophisticated quantum measurement device imaginable. broadcasting a signal so clear that reality itself must reorganize around your frequency. The electrons in that laboratory didn't choose their form. They were instructed by observation. And you? You are being instructed by your dominant state of being every single moment. Let's map the quantum landscape of your most intimate struggles. 3 a.m. doubt moment. You're awake, heart racing, that familiar spiral of panic consuming your nervous system. Traditional manifestation says, think positive thoughts. Quantum truth, your 3 a.m. frequency, is broadcasting more powerfully than any daytime affirmation. The field doesn't care about your morning mantras. It's capturing the raw, unfiltered signal of your deepest cellular belief. 30-second frequency. Shift. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe not from your mind, but from the center of your chest. Feel the space between your thoughts. Not as an escape, but as a deliberate quantum recalibration. You're not fighting the doubt. You're revealing the spaciousness beneath it. Prophetic collapse. Within 72 hours, you'll notice synchronicities that feel impossible. Not because you worked harder, but because you became a different vibrational broadcast. Bank account checking ritual. Every login becomes a trauma replay. Traditional approach screams, visualize abundance. Quantum understanding reveals something more precise. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between remembering financial struggle and experiencing it. Each check is a re-traumatization, a quantum instruction of lack. 30-second frequency shift. Close your eyes. Feel your breath as pure potential. Not money, not lack, pure quantum possibility. Your body is the most sophisticated manifestation technology on the planet. Prophetic collapse. Unexpected financial openings will emerge where desperation once lived. Not as miracle, but as natural quantum response. Morning anxiety, before opening eyes. Most people's first moments are a frequency disaster. Brain floods with survival chemicals before consciousness even fully arrives. Traditional spirituality says, just be grateful. Quantum physics sees something more profound. Your first moments are quantum broadcasting. Before your eyes open, your nervous system is already writing the day's script. What if instead of fighting anxiety, you became curious about the spaciousness surrounding it? 30-second frequency shift. Take 3 breaths, not as technique, but as quantum recalibration. Feel the electricity between your thoughts. You're not clearing anxiety. You're revealing the infinite potential beneath it. Prophetic collapse. The day will unfold with an intelligence that feels almost supernatural. Opportunities will appear where struggle once dominated. Let's decode the quantum signature of Jim Carrey's $10 million manifestation, a story far deeper than most understand. Before fame, Carrey wasn't just visualizing success. He was quantum entangling with a future version of himself that already existed. Every night he would drive his beaten-down Toyota to the Hollywood Hills, parking where mansion views stretched before him. But this wasn't mere daydreaming. This was precise quantum calibration. He wrote himself a $10 million check, dated Thanksgiving 1995, placing it in his wallet. Not as a vision board trick, but as a vibrational transmission. Most see this as motivational folklore. Quantum physics reveals something more precise. Carrey was collapsing potential timelines through deliberate nervous system reprogramming. His practice wasn't about the check. It was about becoming the frequency of the person who would receive such a check. When he starred in Dumb and Dumber in 1994 and received exactly $10 million, mainstream narratives called it luck. Quantum understanding sees a perfect energetic instruction. 3 quantum practices decoded from Carrey's manifestation. 1. Embodied visualization. Not mental imagination, but full nervous system broadcasting. Close your eyes. Feel the emotion of your desired reality so completely that your body cannot distinguish between imagination and experience. Your cells don't understand vision boards. They understand frequency. 2. Vibrational checkpointing. Write a document not as wishful thinking, but as quantum coordinates. Include precise emotional signatures, not just numbers, but how receiving feels in your nervous system. 3. Spacious expectation. Remove desperation. Replace with a calm knowing that feels like remembering, not wanting. Your desired reality isn't something to chase. It's something already existing, waiting for you to align. The reason most cannot replicate Carrey's manifestation isn't technique. It's frequency consistency. Most humans oscillate between desire and doubt, creating quantum interference. Carey maintained a signal so pure that reality had no choice but to reorganize around his broadcast. Before we dive deeper, so here's your checkpoint. A declaration not to the algorithm, but to yourself. Type in the comments, "I collapse timelines, I don't chase them." Say it as a code, a reminder that what collapses reality is not your old desperate hoping, but the quantum embodiment you choose in this moment. Because this moment is the manifestation, and if you can feel it now, then it's already here. 2 years of spiritual self-torture. Every morning, another vision board, another affirmation, another journaling session where hope felt like a thin, translucent membrane ready to rupture. Sarah had followed every manifestation protocol with religious precision. Meditation at 5 a.m., gratitude lists, visualization exercises where she imagined her dream life so vividly her body would tremble. Yet nothing. Absolute quantum silence. The frustration wasn't just external, it was cellular. Each unanswered prayer became a personal indictment. What am I doing wrong? Morphed from curious inquiry to existential wound. Her worthiness became a question mark. Her potential, a mockery. Traditional manifestation teachings promised transformation. She delivered mechanical precision. And the result? A growing internal void that felt like a black hole consuming her last remnants of hope. The quantum discovery happened accidentally. Not through another workshop, not through another guru, but through pure, exhausted surrender. One night, after another failed visualization, she stopped. Completely. No technique, no effort. Just pure, radical presence. Day 1. Confusion. Her nervous system didn't know how to be without striving. Day 3. First subtle sign. A text from a forgotten contact about an unexpected opportunity. Day 5. Synchronicity erupted. 3 unrelated conversations converged around her exact desire. Day 7. Complete timeline collapse. The very thing she'd been chasing for years materialized with shocking simplicity. The 30-day quantum shift wasn't just external. It was physiological. Her sleep transformed from anxious fragmentation to deep regenerative waves. Energy no longer felt like a performance, but a natural radiation. Intuition shifted from a whisper to a clear, precise navigation system. Relationships realigned, not through manipulation, but through her changed frequency. Money stopped being a struggle and became a fluid exchange. Opportunities didn't just appear. They felt like remembering something always existing. Her body knew before her mind. The quantum shift wasn't an achievement. It was a remembering of her most fundamental state. Pure, unbounded potential waiting to be instructed by consciousness. Imagine reality not as a linear progression, but as an infinite quantum landscape where every possible version of you exists simultaneously. The many worlds interpretation isn't theoretical poetry, it's your operational manual. Schrödinger's famous cat experiment reveals a profound truth. Reality exists in superposition until observation collapses potential into specific form. You're not just living one timeline. You're constantly navigating an infinite multiverse where parallel versions of yourself are experiencing divergent realities right now. Quantum timeline navigation. 3. Precise mechanisms. 1. Probability wave perception. Your consciousness isn't a passive receiver, it's an active selector. Each moment you're unconsciously choosing which probability wave to collapse. Most humans drift through timelines unconsciously, like a boat without a navigator. The quantum navigator learns to feel the subtle energetic signatures of different potential realities before they materialize. 2. Frequency matching technique. Close your eyes. Breathe not from your mind, but from the space between thoughts. Imagine your desired timeline as a vibrational frequency, not a visual image, a feeling state. Your nervous system doesn't understand vision boards. It understands pure energetic coherence. Practical exercise. Breathe into your heart center. Feel the emotional signature of your desired reality. Notice the subtle shift in your cellular chemistry. Do not visualize, feel the timeline. 3. Timeline jump markers. Recognizing a timeline shift isn't mystical. It's physiological. You'll experience sudden synchronicities that defy logical explanation, a sense of inevitability replacing struggle, relationships realigning without effort, intuitive decisions that make no logical sense but feel precisely correct. Why people live different realities. They're literally inhabiting different quantum probability streams. Your frequency is your address in the multiverse. Worry, Doubt and fear aren't just emotions. They're quantum coordinates that lock you into specific timeline variations. Stabilization protocol, quantum coherence maintenance, remove internal contradiction, generate emotion first, before external evidence, treat your nervous system as a sophisticated quantum broadcasting device. Eliminate energetic noise. The most radical act of manifestation isn't creating something new. It's recognizing you're already living the reality you desire. You're just waiting for your perception to catch up with your quantum potential. Every manifestation method carries a fragment of quantum truth, like ancient maps hinting at unexplored territories. Let's decode the quantum mechanisms behind 3 popular manifestation approaches, revealing not what they got wrong, but what they unconsciously touched. Law of attraction, the incomplete frequency decoder, 20%. Truth, focus matters. Consciousness influences reality, 80% missing. Treating manifestation as mental performance instead of vibrational broadcasting. Why partial results happen. Momentary alignment creates temporary quantum windows. People experience fleeting manifestations when accidentally matching their nervous system's broadcast with desired frequency. Quantum upgrade. Focus isn't about thinking. It's about cellular coherence. Your body is the true quantum transmitter, not your mind. Thoughts are just surface waves. Frequency is the deep ocean. Neville Goddard's feeling is the secret. The closest traditional approach, 20%. Truth. Emotional state precedes physical manifestation, 80%. Missing. Treating feeling as technique rather than quantum instruction. Why partial results happen. Occasional deep emotional states create temporary timeline resonance. Sporadic moments of pure feeling can puncture reality's consensual agreement. Quantum upgrade. Feeling isn't something you generate. It's a state you recognize as already existing. You're not creating emotion. You're remembering your fundamental quantum signature. Abraham Hicks emotional scale, frequency tuning prototype, 20%. Truth. Emotions operate on vibrational levels, 80%. Missing. Treating emotional scale as linear progression instead of quantum probability field. Why partial results happen. Conscious emotional management creates momentary frequency stabilization. Quantum upgrade. Emotions aren't levels to climb. They're quantum coordinates. Each emotional state is a complete universe, not a step on a ladder. The quantum truth. All these methods were quantum navigation attempts before humans understood quantum mechanics. They were indigenous maps pointing toward a scientific territory. Manifestation isn't a skill. It's your fundamental nature remembering itself. Quantum manifestation doesn't replace these methods. It reveals the invisible mechanism generating them. You're not learning a technique. You're remembering your capacity to generate reality. Settle, not as an instruction, but as a remembering. Your nervous system is a sophisticated quantum instrument, waiting to be calibrated. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Release, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice where your body holds contradiction, not as judgment, as observation. Jaw. Where are you clenching desire? Shoulders. What effort are you still performing? Stomach. What unspoken fear lives here? Each exhale is not relaxation. It's quantum instruction. You're not releasing tension. You're recalibrating your frequency generator. Feel the timeline where your desire isn't a wish. It's already done. Not visualization. Cellular remembering. Your nervous system doesn't understand images. It understands frequency. This feeling isn't hope. This feeling is memory, not future. Pure frequency. Lock in. Your body knows before your mind. Your cells are the quantum broadcaster. Your breath is the transmission. New baseline loading. You are not manifesting. You are remembering. Quantum field, calibrated. Timeline, locked. Frequency, dominant. To help you deepen that integration, we've created something intentional, something precise. A transmission designed to stabilize your new frequency, anchor your expanded identity, and guide you through the real embodiment of quantum creation. It's called Quantum Resonance Protocol, and it's more than just a digital guidebook. It's a frequency calibration system that brings together neuroscience, quantum physics, and embodiment practices you didn't even know you needed until now. You'll find the link in the pinned comment below. Go there not to get more information, but to amplify the integration of what's already begun inside you. Neuroscience. The quantum bridge decoder. 1. Reticular activating system. Your brain's quantum filter. Scientific mechanism. Filters 40 million bits of information per second, allowing only 40 bits into conscious awareness. Quantum parallel. Acts like a probability wave collapser, determining which reality segments enter your perception. Practical application. Deliberately program your RAS by repeatedly exposing it to your desired frequency, creating automatic quantum selection. 2. Neuroplasticity. Reality's rewiring mechanism. Scientific mechanism. Brain physically restructures neural pathways based on repeated signals. Quantum parallel. Each thought feeling is a quantum instruction reconfiguring your reality's probability matrix. Practical application. Intentional repetitive embodiment of desired state creates permanent neurological quantum anchoring. 3. Heart-brain coherence. Electromagnetic reality generation. Scientific mechanism. HeartMath research shows heart generates 60x more electromagnetic energy than brain. Quantum parallel. Heart acts as primary quantum broadcasting station, not just emotional center. Practical application. Coherent heart rhythm can literally entrain external quantum fields, making manifestation a physiological process. 4. Mirror neurons. Embodiments quantum transmission. Scientific mechanism. Neurons fire identically when performing action or observing action. Quantum parallel demonstrates interconnectedness, showing how embodiment is not metaphorical, but literal reality transmission. Practical application. Physically rehearsing desired state activates identical neural pathways as actual experience. 5. Theta brainwaves. Quantum access state. Scientific mechanism. Theta represents liminal state between conscious-subconscious. Quantum parallel. Direct quantum field access, where probability waves are most malleable. Practical application. Meditation, breathwork, and specific neurofeedback can stabilize theta, creating consistent quantum manifestation portal. The mystical is not separate from science. It is science waiting to be understood. Your body is a quantum computer. Your consciousness is the programmer. Quantum objection deconstruction. Evolving resistance into understanding. Objection. 1. Isn't this just spiritual bypassing? Intelligence acknowledged. You're protecting yourself from magical thinking that avoids real psychological work. Quantum truth. True embodiment isn't escape. It's radical responsibility. Spiritual bypassing uses transcendence to avoid pain. Quantum manifestation uses pain as the precise frequency calibration tool. Example. Trauma isn't something to rise above but a quantum signal showing where your nervous system needs recalibration. The wound is the portal, not the blockage. Objection. 2. What about practical action? Intelligence acknowledged. Skepticism about passive manifestation approaches that ignore real-world effort. Quantum truth. Action isn't opposite to frequency. Action is frequency made visible. Inspired action emerges from coherence, not willpower. The quantum field doesn't respond to hustle. It responds to alignment. Example. A startup founder who stops trying and enters complete cellular certainty suddenly finds investors appearing without traditional networking. Objection 3. Isn't this just confirmation bias? Intelligence acknowledged. Healthy scientific skepticism about subjective experience. Quantum truth. Confirmation bias assumes reality is fixed. Quantum physics shows observer creates observation. Your attention doesn't just find evidence, it generates the evidence field. Example. Researchers in double-slit experiments demonstrated particles change behavior when observed, proving consciousness isn't separate from matter. Objection 4. Why do bad things happen if we create our reality? Intelligence acknowledged. Compassionate concern about suffering. Resistance to victim-blaming narratives. Quantum truth. You're not responsible for every experience. You're responsible for your frequency's response. Suffering isn't punishment, it's information. Trauma shows where your quantum system needs recalibration. Example. A person who experiences repeated betrayal isn't attracting it. They're being shown their internal frequency of protection and self-worth. Objection 5. This sounds too easy, fast to be real. Intelligence acknowledged. Protective mechanism against disappointment. Years of conditioned struggle. Quantum truth. Manifestation isn't about speed. It's about coherence. The time between intention and experience is actually your nervous system's adaptation period. Easy doesn't mean instant. It means aligned. Example, a musician who stops trying to get discovered and embodies complete certainty might see opportunities emerge in weeks instead of decades. Quantum manifestation isn't a technique. It's a remembering. Your resistance is your greatest teacher. Each objection is a quantum portal waiting to be understood. Quantum timeline convergence, meeting your embodied self. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Not as an instruction, but as a quantum invitation. Your breath becomes a bridge between potential realities. Feel the space between your thoughts expanding, widening, creating a quantum corridor. Imagine a doorway, not a physical door, but a frequency threshold. Soft golden light pulses around its edges. Your nervous system already knows this isn't imagination. This is quantum navigation. Your hand touches the doorway. Warmth radiates through your palm, not temperature, frequency. As you step through, the air feels different, lighter, charged, alive with possibility. 6 months ahead materializes around you. But this isn't projection, this is convergence. Your future self stands before you. Notice first, the impossible calm, no tension in the shoulders, no performative confidence, pure embodied certainty. They're wearing something that feels like a second skin, not about fashion but frequency. A deep, midnight blue blazer that speaks of quiet power, tailored, but not rigid, movement potential woven into every fiber. Their posture, not pushed forward, not holding back, centered, spine aligned not through effort, but through knowing, feet grounded, but energy expansive, eyes, not looking at you, seeing through you, that penetrating gaze that comes from having already collapsed multiple timelines. They smile, not a social smile, a recognition smile, the smile of someone who knows exactly how you got here, exactly what you're about to understand. Stop trying to understand, they say. Voice, low, resonant, no urgency, pure transmission. Your mind is interpreting, your body already knows. 3 precise transmissions emerge. 1. Stop, attempting to control the how. The quantum field handles logistics. Your job is frequency. 2. Feel. Not excitement, not hope, neutrality, the calm of already done. Your nervous system can't distinguish between remembered and anticipated experience. 3. Trust. The moment you feel resistance, you're actually feeling old programming dissolving. Resistance is not blockage, it's recalibration and progress. They extend their hand, not physically, energetically. A frequency download begins. Decades of struggle collapse into milliseconds of understanding. You're not manifesting, they whisper. You're remembering a timeline that's always existed. As they speak, something transfers. Not words, cellular knowledge. Your DNA receives an upgrade. Quantum instructions rewrite themselves. Breathe. The doorway begins to shimmer, not disappearing, merging. When you open your eyes, something has changed. Not externally, internally. A quantum signature has been embedded. You are no longer waiting. You are broadcasting. Quantum identity orchestration, the frequency of becoming. Phase 1, I want to be someone who, energetic signature, separation, longing, distance, common block, the dream remains external, a projection instead of a possibility. Breakthrough method, recognize wanting as the first quantum signal of readiness. Speak out loud, I want to be someone who moves through life with effortless confidence, who creates without struggle, who knows their inherent worth beyond external validation. Notice the subtle tremor in your voice. This is your nervous system processing the gap between current perception and potential. The quantum field doesn't hear your words. It feels your frequency of separation. Phase 2. I'm becoming. Energetic signature. Effort, transition, attempting common block. Belief that transformation requires constant pushing. Breakthrough method. Recognize becoming as a state of allowing, not forcing speak. I'm becoming someone who trusts their intuition, who moves with grace, who understands that my worth isn't earned but embodied. Feel the slight strain, the trying. This is your old identity's last resistance. Becoming is not a doing, it's a surrendering. Phase 3, I'm choosing. Energetic signature, decision, sovereignty, commitment. Common block, believing choice is an intellectual exercise. Breakthrough method, Choice is a full-body, cellular declaration. Speak. I'm choosing to release narratives of limitation. I'm choosing to align with the version of myself that knows abundance is my natural state. The word choosing carries a different resonance. Not wishful, decisive. Your cells begin to listen. Phase 4. I'm practicing. Energetic signature, intentional cultivation, microscopic shifts, common block. Believing transformation happens in grand moments, breakthrough. Method, understand practice as quantum recalibration. Speak. I'm practicing being present, practicing feeling before thinking, practicing trust as a moment-to-moment embodiment. Practice isn't repetition, it's quantum attunement. Each moment is a frequency adjustment. Phase 5. I am. Energetic signature, collapse, certainty, embodiment. Common block, doubt, internal argument breakthrough. Method, total nervous system alignment. Speak with increasing depth and certainty. I am the frequency of ease. I am the embodiment of grace. I am abundance in motion. I am worthy without condition. I am the quantum field experiencing itself through this human form. Feel the transformation. No trying. Pure being. The quantum field doesn't distinguish between declaration and reality. They are the same frequency. Phase 6. I've always been. Energetic signature. Remembering. Timelessness. Integration. Common block. Believing transformation is linear breakthrough. Method. Recognize identity as non-linear, multidimensional speak. I've always been powerful. I've always known my worth. I've always had access to this frequency. I've always been capable of radical transformation. I've always been more than my past stories. Something shifts, not just in this moment. Across timelines. Phase 7. Silence energetic signature. Pure potential. Quantum pause breakthrough. Method. Allow integration beyond language. No words. Pure frequency holding. The quantum field fills the silence with infinite possibility. As you sit in this frequency, know that you are not becoming. You are remembering. You are not changing. You are allowing. Quantum transmission checkpoint. And if this transmission resonated with you, if you felt the frequency shift as you listened, subscribe to this channel. Because we're not here to give you more content. We're here to collapse timelines with you. Every video is a frequency recalibration, not a lesson. Turn on notifications, not so you don't miss a video, but so you don't miss the exact transmission your nervous system needs next. And leave a like, not for the algorithm, but as an energetic signature that says, I'm choosing coherence over consumption. 7-day quantum reset protocol, precision timeline collapse. Day 1, frequency mapping. Objective, identify current quantum signature time breakdown. 0, 5 min nervous system scan. 5, 10 min frequency baseline assessment. 10, 15 min contradiction mapping. 15 to 20 min initial recalibration. Specific assessment protocol. 1. Somatic tracking. Scan body for tension zones. Note emotional charge in each area. Identify unconscious holding patterns. 2. Frequency contradiction audit. List current desires. Identify internal conflicts. Measure energetic misalignment percentage. Journal prompt. Where am I broadcasting mixed signals? Resistance. Handling. Expect initial discomfort. Observe without judgment. Understand mapping is not criticism. Success signs. Increased body awareness. Clarity about internal blocks. Reduced nervous system reactivity. Frequency checkpoint. 75% honest self-observation. Day 2. Shadow integration. Release quantum interference patterns. Time breakdown. 0 and 10 min protective mechanism identification. 10, 20 min compassionate deconstruction. 20, 30 min energetic reframe core. Protocol. 1. Trauma frequency mapping. Identify survival strategies. Recognize protective mechanisms. Transmute defense into wisdom. 2. Compassionate deconstruction. Name unconscious patterns. Remove emotional charge. Integrate fragmented aspects. Journal prompt. What am I protecting myself from? Resistance. Handling. Expect emotional waves. Use breath as anchor. Remember, integration, reliving success signs. Increased emotional fluidity. Reduced reactivity. Sense of spaciousness. Frequency. Checkpoint. 80% nervous system coherence. Quantum corporate metamorphosis. The frequency of true success. Picture him, Marcus Thompson, 42 years old, corner office overlooking Manhattan, 1.2 million annual compensation. From the outside, absolute perfection. From the inside, a nuclear reactor of unprocessed survival frequencies. Every morning, 4:37 a.m. panic attack, heart racing before feet touch the floor. Luxury watch showing time, but time feels like a prison. Armani suit, armor, not elegance, protection, external metrics. CEO of global consulting firm, multiple seven-figure contracts, private jet access, penthouse in Tribeca, internal reality, constant low-grade terror, imposter syndrome running background program, adrenal system perpetually flooded, zero genuine connection, performance without presence. The breaking point, executive medical checkup. Numbers don't lie. Blood pressure, 168, 102 cortisol levels, astrophic inflammation markers, danger zone mitochondrial, stress, critical. The doctor's words became quantum instruction. Continue this way. You're designing your exit strategy, and I don't mean retirement. Quantum shift protocol. Not changing what, transforming how. 90-day frequency recalibration. Month 1. Nervous system restoration. Eliminate caffeine. Implement vagus nerve reset. Morning quantum coherence meditation. Breathwork, 20 minutes daily. Sleep reconstruction. Month 2. Frequency alignment. Renegotiate all contracts from neutrality. Remove 60% unnecessary meetings. Implement energy-based decision matrix. Learn to lead through presence, not pressure. Month 3. Quantum leadership embodiment. Shift from forcing to allowing. Negotiate from spaciousness. Implement intuitive business strategy. Measure results through ease, not effort. Paradoxical results. 22% revenue increase. 40% reduced work hours. Zero burnout. Complete nervous system regeneration. The real transformation. Not about doing less. About being more. Frequency doesn't negotiate. It reveals. Quantum timing. The frequency of manifestation. The illusion of waiting. Most people misunderstand divine timing as an external force deciding their destiny. But quantum physics reveals a radically different mechanism. You're not waiting, you're wobbling. The manifestation frequency spectrum sent pure contradiction, 50%, neutral signal, 100%, total coherence. Your intention creates a quantum signal. The gap between intention and manifestation is not delay, it's signal instability. Manifestation interference patterns. 1. Signal noise, conflicting beliefs, emotional contradictions, unconscious resistance. 2. Frequency wobble, oscillating between desire and doubt, energetic inconsistency, nervous system uncertainty, surrender, not passive submission, but precise recalibration. What most call surrender is actually quantum signal stabilization. You're not giving up, you're cleaning the transmission. Precision distinction, not yet versus not this. Not yet, clean signal, incomplete coherence. Frequency needs refinement, continue calibrating. Not this, wrong timeline entirely. Fundamental misalignment, requires total redirection. Persistence algorithm, how to know when to persist versus pivot. Quantum coherence checklist. Persist if, nervous system feels expansive, synchronicities increase, subtle excitement present, no heavy resistance. Pivot if, consistent internal contraction, 0, synchronistic support, repeated energetic blocks, forced sensation. Manifestation is not a linear process. It's a quantum dance of frequency stabilization. Your job, clean the signal. The field's job, collapse potential. The moment your internal frequency matches the desired outcome, manifestation becomes inevitable. Not through effort, through alignment. Frequency doesn't negotiate, it reveals. Quantum metaphors, reality's hidden architectures. 1. Tuning fork, resonance intelligence, physical mechanism, sympathetic vibration, precise frequency transmission, instantaneous harmonic response. Spiritual translation, your internal state doesn't just broadcast, it induces. Like a tuning fork struck against reality's membrane, you generate a vibrational signature so pure that surrounding environment has no choice but to synchronize. Not metaphorically, literally. Quantum application. You are not attracting. You are inducing. Reality doesn't respond to your desire. Reality matches your frequency, resonance, precision. When a tuning fork vibrates at 440 Hz, every compatible fork in proximity automatically begins oscillating at identical frequency. Your consciousness operates identically. 2. Hologram. Fractal intelligence, quantum construction, interference pattern, entire information contained in fragment, non-local information transfer, spiritual revelation. You don't manifest into reality. You modify the entire field through microscopic adjustment. Each quantum adjustment doesn't just change a moment. It reconfigures the entire holographic projection. Your smallest internal shift rewrites the entire matrix. Holographic principle. Whole contains part contains whole. Consciousness is non-local. Change is instantaneous. 3. Quantum entanglement. Connective intelligence. Physics. Foundation. Instantaneous information transfer. Zero time delay. Distance irrelevant. Fundamental interconnectedness manifestation. Translation. Desire is not something to achieve. Desire is something to recognize. You are already quantum entangled with your potential, not metaphorically, structurally. The separation is the illusion. Entanglement, mechanics. No attraction required. Pure alignment. Instantaneous transfer. Consciousness as fundamental connector. Quantum synthesis. These are not three metaphors. They are three perspectives of the same fundamental truth. Reality is a responsive, intelligent field. You are not separate from the field. You are the field, experiencing itself through your unique frequency. Frequency doesn't negotiate. It reveals. The quantum radio parable, frequency versus effort, 2 operators. 1 quantum radio, identical device, radically different approaches. Operator Alpha spends 18 hours daily dissecting radio, reads 37 technical manuals, writes complex algorithms, believes understanding precedes reception, mental approach, deconstruction, emotional state, perpetual frustration, core belief. If I understand everything, I'll receive something. Operator Beta spends 20 minutes daily in pure resonance, trusts device's inherent intelligence, minimal intellectual interference, believes reception is natural state, embodied approach, alignment, emotional state, calm curiosity, core belief, I am the frequency I seek, 30-day contrast experiment, week 1 to 2, disassembles radio completely, creates 14 spreadsheets tracking reception failure, develops complex probability models, 0 signals received, increasing mental tension, adrenal system in constant activation, week 1 to 2, sits quietly, breathes deeply, feels into desired frequency, multiple unexpected signals arrive, increasing internal spaciousness, nervous. System relaxed, week 3 to 4, Alpha's breakthrough moment, sudden realization, the radio doesn't need understanding, it needs tuning. Quantum radio, decoding, radio, consciousness field, frequencies, potential timelines, tuning, nervous system calibration, signal, manifestation, quantum tuning techniques. 1. Breath coherence protocol, 4-7-8 breathing pattern, nervous system reset, frequency stabilization. 2. Emotional neutrality practice, remove desire's desperate charge, create spacious receptivity, let field respond naturally. Embodied visualization, feel outcome in body, not mental image, cellular transmission. Quantum listening, stop projecting, start receiving. Subtle signal recognition. 5. Vibrational matching, match emotional signature of desired timeline, not through thinking, through pure being. Final revelation, manifestation is not a skill to acquire. It's a natural state to remember. The radio was never broken. You were simply misunderstanding its language. Here's the powerful closing, woven seamlessly into a natural conversational flow. So here we are, not at an ending, but at a quantum threshold. Everything we've explored about frequency, about the radio of consciousness, isn't just information. It's a living transmission. You've been learning how reality doesn't happen to you. You happen to reality. I want to support your continued quantum calibration, which is why I've created the Quantum Frequency Activation Guide. It's not just another PDF. It's a precise energetic blueprint, a transmission designed to stabilize the exact frequency shifts we've been discussing. Inside, you'll find the exact neurological recalibration techniques that transform understanding into embodied quantum manifestation. 5 deep dive protocols that will help you tune your internal radio with surgical precision. If this resonates, and you'll know immediately if it does, you'll find the link in the pinned comment. But don't just download it. Receive it. Let it be a frequency amplifier for the transformation already moving through you. And speaking of movement, if these quantum insights have landed, do something powerful right now. Drop a comment below with, "I am the frequency," not as a performance, but as an energetic signature. Subscribe to this channel, not to collect more content, but to continue this quantum journey together. Each video is a recalibration, not just information. Your timeline is not something waiting in some distant future. It's collapsing right now, through you, as you listen. The version of you who already embodies this transformation isn't somewhere else. It's here, speaking through your cells, breathing through your awareness. Quantum reality doesn't negotiate, it reveals. And you are the revelation.